then when she was born, you know, immediately you sort of looked down and you know, you could see that this whole foot and leg was sort of flipped right over onto the side. And of course, being a mom and giving birth 3 times, it wasn't even, I didn't even think that there was a problem, because all babies are all twisted and all, you know, one arm can be in the wrong position and it'll take time. Bill noticed it right away. He told me that after, that he knew that there was something wrong with that foot. But typical mother, you're just so thrilled that she's healthy. Her APGAR was 10, she was breathing, she was pink, she was perfect. I mean, when they gave her to me, it was just like, she was, yeah, just the third angel, right? She was perfect. And then, of course, once the doctors get involved and start poking and prodding, and then that's when everything sort of went downhill. They just wouldn't leave her alone, and then we found out her hips were completely dislocated, the one really bad, and you know, this deformed foot, and then they wanted to do traction, and then they took her in for surgery. She was only like 2 weeks old, or maybe 3, and yeah, it was not a neat scene at all. I just wanted to get on with breastfeeding for the first time and all that stuff. And so I was pretty angry at the whole profession that they didn't, I find out later, and I can't go back, but I find out later that everything they had done was just total crap, like useless. So they, you know, from putting her on this traction board and not being able to hold her and have that first few weeks of bonding, they took that away from us. And with parenting, you give and you give, you really do. You give till you're just like, you want to just crawl into bed and just cry. But you always know when you wake up fresh the next day, you're always getting that morning hug, and you're getting I love you. I mean, Carly's 14, and I don't think I know there's not a lot of 14-year-old kids out there that still want to snuggle with mom at night, and you know, when she tells me she loves me and she hugs me and she tells her friends that she loves me, and that I can't wait to cuddle into bed with my mom if she's been gone for the weekend at her school.
Catherine, how old are you?
6.
And when's your birthday?
October 31st.
And you're in grade?
1.
Do you first remember when Camille was born? What do you remember about it?
That she was kicking in my mom's tummy, and me and Carly came out on the deck and felt her kick, and I put my ear on my mom's tummy, and then she kicked it so hard that my ear hurted.
Catherine, what do you think Camille will be when she grows up? What kind of job do you think she'll do when she grows up?
A doctor.
And what about you? What kind of job will you do when you grow up, do you think?
Doctor.
2 doctors.
I'm not going to be a doctor. You're going to be a doctor, and I'm going to be a ballerina. Oh, yeah. I'm a ballerina.
Ballerina.
What do you and Camille fight about the most?
Dolls. Because I always get the crunched up neck with the Barbie, and it looks ugly, and I move it up, and it still looks ugly because it's way up.
So they could correct it.
Bang!
So they could see the original.
I don't like
And they loved it.
I don't like that the Pirates in the Caribbean. I like Dumbo and the Small World After All.
Small World After All.
I like that one.
Remember we went to the wishing well? We made wishes. Mommy made a wish. I told her when you go back and start walking, you go back to the wishing well.
I get a wish, mine come true, and mine come true, and it was a flower.
Oh.
It did.
It did.
She was just wishing, and then a flower just appeared.
Wow. Did you make a wish, Catherine?
Yeah, a trampoline, but it didn't come.
Not yet. But it still might. Going.
Okay, well, I'll start with Carly. Temperament, I would say for our relationship in the house, like between parent and daughter, I would say for her age and for everything, I would say she's excellent. Temperament. She never, like, she doesn't mouth me off. Like, there's no physical abuse or verbal abuse. She jokes with her dad, and that's her own sort of abuse that she gives to her dad. It's sort of, you know, this. But between her and I would say her temperament is excellent within our relationship. Yeah, she's very respectful of me, and I really appreciate that for sure. I mean, like I say, it could be down the road 2 months, you know, ask me again. I can't say I'm going to say that, but at this time, she has been an amazing, amazing girl for 14 years. You know, she really is quite spectacular. Yeah. Catherine.
She's got the kindest heart in the world.
She has got a heart that is full of gold, but she's got the intensity of her father, and that's what she's learned. She's learned a lot from the, you know, that stress where it hits them, you know, and all of a sudden it's sort of like, oh no, you know, it's that intensity that just sort of like drives me insane. And Catherine has that temperament from her temperament sort of started at, you know, the age of going into the 3 when Camille had come home from the hospital. That's when we went through a year of hell with temperament. It was on a level of hell, and it was time. Instead of me, I was starting to feel like I was lashing out physically to her, giving her smacks, giving her a cuff, because I started just going into a whirlwind of parenting. I didn't know how to deal with her. And then, of course, I found time out worked for calming the whole household down. Now she's at a very moderate level of temperament because she's learning through school, and she only snaps when she's very tired. So we know her points of being ready to explode, and we try to, you know, get around her by, you know, her temperament, considering everything. She has the most. She's so patient. She's patient when she's putting her Barbie stuff on. She can work for 10 minutes on something where Catherine would explode, right? Every kid has that side of, you know, explosiveness. It's not, you know, where she wants something and she's starting to go and saying, well, that's normal. That's kid stuff. But on a real, looking at it in a broad perspective of what she is as a little human being, she's got a beautiful temperament. Like, I would say overall, the 3 of them, we have fairly well-tempered children. You know, we always have our times, but.
How do you see your family in 20 years from now?
Long distance. We call them long distance. Merry Christmas. It's sweltering here, and I'm going out for another round of golf. 20 years from now, wow.
Carly would be
She'll be your age. Yeah.
Where my girls will be, they will be very successful in whatever they do. I can see them being either, if they decide to be, you know, into the mothering part or the parenting part, I think they're going to be they'll be awesome parents because of how they're raised now and the way I plan on raising them forever, and that is unconditionally loving them. So I think they'll be wonderful parents. I think that they'll be good in their relationship. I'm not saying that the first few might not work, but I think when they get their connection, they'll be really good partners. And I think that they'll be very successful in careers. I see maybe a couple of them, like I see more Carly in doing sort of the legal thing, more lawyer type. She wants to go for the money. She's more money orientated. Of course, I see Catherine, you know, she's talking about the doctor thing, so maybe I'll have a daughter that's a doctor. And Camille, well, you know, who knows, really. In 20 years, I could see her being more of the doctor type, but, you know, she might just end up being, you know, the big jock. Where I see Bill and I is definitely together and definitely enjoying our hard work by the time we get, we're working for our future now and we're saving for our future now, and I think that we're going to have a lot of fun and enjoy traveling and grandchildren, for sure.
That's where I'm going to be in 20 years.
Oh yeah, I've threatened Carly for years that I'm going to go to her house and rev her kids up, give them chocolate, teach them how to say shit, and I'm going to leave at 11 o'clock at night.
Hi, my name is Beulah, and I am Camille's grandma. And we've got Bubbakins here, Bubba Face, Camille, and she is a different one again. They're all wonderful in their own way. Camille is very, very bright. She loves her grandma. Do you love your grandma? And what can I say? Very special. I think that's it. To be really and truly honest, I don't find a problem being a grandparent at all. I think being a grandparent is just wonderful, awesome. My eldest granddaughter is 22 years old, so I've been doing this for 22 years now, and I've never regretted a day of it in my life, ever. And I don't find any problems.
Are your parents still alive? And how would you compare your relationship with your grandchildren to their relationship with their grandchildren?
That's really interesting. My father is no longer with us. He's been gone for many years. My eldest daughter was only 5 when he passed away. But my mother is still alive, and she's 87 years old. And they as grandparents, well, I think had my father lived, he would have been just the most wonderful grandfather in the world. But I do feel that my mother missed out on being a true grandma. And I feel sorry for her because she didn't know how to be a grandma. And I don't know why. Well, I guess her mother wasn't a close grandmother either to us if we go back. My grandfather was a true grandfather to myself and the rest of the grandchildren. But I'm far more fortunate than my mother. She didn't, she loved them, and but she didn't have, I don't think, the desire, or maybe it was opportunity, to spend a great deal of time with them. And so therefore I think she wasn't the grandparent to my kids that I can be. And I think that's also just from life experiences that have taught me what it is to be family. It wasn't always that way, and it took a lot to get there. So I am far more in a far better place to be a grandma than what my mom was. She's a strong parent. I tell her daily what a good mother she is. Patience, she has a great deal of, and understanding, willing to listen, not just listening, hearing what the children are saying, and that always astounds me, really. And I have to laugh, I guess that's why parenting is for the younger generation, and as we get older we lose some of those patience because I couldn't deal with that. So yeah, she's very level-headed, and patience and understanding.
I didn't really understand that she had a problem. Like, I was an only child for a long time, and when Catherine was born, I thought it was really neat and everything, and Catherine was normal. Like, she was just like any other baby, and then when Camille came, it was different. And when I went to the hospital and saw Camille and her feet and everything, it was weird. I don't really know how to like explain it, but it was just different than when I saw Catherine, and I don't know. I didn't really think it would go this far. Like, I didn't really think it would end up having to be surgery over surgery and casts, and she's almost 4 and she's still not walking or anything. I don't know. She comes to my basketball games and everybody's like, oh, she's so cute. She's in her little wheelchair. She's on the court. She's not supposed to be, but I don't know. She's always home when I come home, and she's so smart and she knows everything, and I don't know. I know a lot of people who don't have any brothers or sisters. They're just an only child, and they're just kind of different. They don't really know how to act around little kids and stuff, and I just like having little sisters because, I don't know, you're not alone all the time, and you have something to do if you can like watch TV with them or something, and even though we don't get along all the time, but it's still good to have somebody to come home to. And she's probably twice as smart as some of the little kids I know. Like, some little kids, they don't even talk, or at her age they're just kind of like whatever, but she's so smart and everything, but it's not that hard. She just needs help getting carried up the stairs sometimes, and you just have to help her walk around and stuff sometimes, but it's not that different than having a child without a disability.
What do you think Camille will be when she grows up?
Hope she's something having to do with athletics, because that's what I want to be, but I think maybe a swimmer. She's got a hot tub and she's awesome swimmer and loves being in her bathing suit even when she's not in the hot tub. And yeah, she'd probably be a swimmer, I think.
When you get older, do you want to have children of your own?
I don't think so. No.
I like to go to school, and I like to see my teachers and my friends.
And who are the friends? Who are those friends?
Hallie and Allie and
Who did you play with yesterday?
Cody. This morning I was in my jammies and I just almost buried myself in the snow.
In your pajamas?
Mm-hmm. I did too. I was eating snow.
See you, bud.
Have fun!
I love to go bogging on the big hill, and it crunches up, and when I go to bogging on the big one, I get snow crashed in my face.
She had surgery too, just like you. And she had purple and blue cast on like you did. Remember?
She didn't have pins in.
Well, she didn't get pins in. Do you have pins in your feet? Yeah. They're big, weren't they, when they came out?
And there's blood.
Yeah.
And my baby does, and this baby does, I taped all of her pigtails out. I don't want them in her hair.
Mm.
And look at her hair now.
Mm.
She's got a ponytail.
Yeah.
Can she dance, your baby?
Yeah.
Can she dance like a ballerina?
Yeah, watch.
She sure can. 9 more days. And do they do that here in Trail, or do you have to drive back to the hospital?
Drive back to the hospital. And I have to sleep.
You have to sleep over in the hospital?
have to sleep for so many days until I get there. I have to sleep in my bed.
Is that right?
Yeah, and until I have those little bandages on my tummy.
Oh, that smells good.
And then they take them off. And then I went in my bare bed and I jumped on it and I found Barney.
Who are they?
Camille, Allie, Jared, Joey, Matthew, a lot of my friends.
What do you like about your friends?
I don't know.
Are they nice friends? Do they do nice things and help play nicely? So out of all your friends here, who's your best friend?
Camille.
Why? What do you like about Camille?
I play with her. And we go home at the same time. That's all I know.
Is she pretty? Does she wear nice dresses? Where is she today?
Um,
She's not here today. How do you feel about the fact she's not here today? You can't play with her. You sad when you can't play with her?
Sometimes.
Do you know what her favorite TV show is? What?
The Teletoon Channel.
You going to be friends when you grow up?
We're not gonna be friends.
What kinds of things are you guys going to do together?
But Dad doesn't want me to grow up. I don't want to. We're gonna be friends. My dad doesn't want me to grow up, but I want to. And I really want to grow up. Make me go on the big slide. She doesn't have her thingies on. And she can come in the hot tub and stuff in the hot tub. A little swimming pool, a big one with a hole. Then put in the swimming pool and put hot water, no, warm water. Not a cold pool, a warm pool. And put some hot water in it. Put it in that hot water.
Who will play with you in the pool?
A meal.
Can she swim?
I think she can. But do you know I can do dunks? Underwater dunk. You know she can swim.
It's very tall.
Hi, Cody. I'm Cody. To the bathroom. You rude. No, Cody, don't touch me. Why?
Alright, let me open the package up a bit better. Like that. And then you can get your fingers in there. Not too many now, because your soup will be too sticky. How's that? Perfect.
No. Nothing came from today.
Pardon me. Pardon? Can you have some of your soup? Yeah. You eat your soup. Oh, good. Here's the table there, Joe.
We're just gonna have to wait here then. Do you want to stand here all afternoon, or do you want to go home and see Daddy? Mommy baked bread for you today. Want to have some homemade bread when we get home?
Well, I first have to get home.
Okay. Let's put your jacket on.
Good girl.
There's cake.
Right behind you. And you can say goodbye as soon as you get your jacket on.
Now I can take a picture of you with your beautiful jacket
There
on.
you go.
Look at that,
Okay, now
nice.
do you want to walk outside, but you might get your slippers wet, and that's up to you. You want to get your slippers wet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Have fun. Yep, 10 o'clock.